Hey, I'm Allison, and this is Realistically Consistent, where we talk about how to build sustainable fitness, nutrition, and mindset habits that actually last even as a busy mom. I'm here to help get you consistent, not perfect, and on your way to feeling like your best self. I'm so excited to start today's episode with you. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Realistically Consistent. Real quick, if you have been following along with the show, you are a couple episodes in, and this is really resonating with you. I encourage you, if you have not already, please click follow, subscribe, and share with one of your friends that you know could benefit from hearing this message as well. The more that we can spread this message of just getting out of survival mode as a mom and feeling that joy and energy and everything that you deserve to feel as a mom. Now, today's episode is all about another kind of message and perspective on getting out of that all or nothing thinking. And it is all about playing the long game, which I like to call a lifestyle. And if you stay tuned to the end, I do actually have a really special, really exciting announcement that ties into this entire message. So I hope you stick around for that because I would love to see you there. Now, to go ahead and just dive into today's topic. This is another twist on getting out of that all or nothing thinking that was ingrained from us, especially if you are like an 80s and 90s baby and you grow up in that time of thinking that the only way to be healthy was by checking all these boxes. And honestly, I shouldn't even say so much like the only way to be healthy, but the only way to obtain and maintain a certain physique that was like acceptable by society was to check a list of boxes that are so wildly inaccurate today. And actually, what people have been finding in the last few years is just like what we were taught and programmed and wired to believe back in those days that we were growing up in our extremely impressionable years was the complete opposite for what is actually true today. But now we have to unprogram all of that. We have to do all of this work to rewire our brains to say, you know what? Back in the day, they told us to do endless cardio. And just the more that you're sweating, the better you're doing. Or the less that you can eat, the better, right? We have to unprogram all of those beliefs. And so now, when people sit here and tell you, hey, you know what you actually have to do to lose fat? You actually have to eat more. It feels so completely mind-blowing and it doesn't make any sense that we get scared to actually do that. Or when somebody says that actually you don't have to do an hour of cardio a day. You really only have to do 3 30-minute weight training sessions a week. To think in our heads, wait a second, you're telling me to do less and then I'll lose weight. Again, a completely mind-blowing statement to us when we grew up in that period of time. And so it does take time to retrain the brain and to give the brain evidence when you have that fear of, I don't know, you're telling me to eat more. Like, I don't know that I believe it. I don't think I'm going to even try it, right? You have that fear of even trying to eat more because you were so deeply programmed to think if you eat more, you will just continue to put on weight, right? Now, again, listening to some of my previous episodes, you should hopefully understand that when I say eat more, it means eat more intentionally, right? Eat more of the right foods, not just go out and, pick up fast food 4 times a day and say, well, I'm eating more. I don't understand why this isn't working. So we have to still do it with intention. But again, it can still feel very scary. And I have had that with so many of the clients that I have worked with. We lay out a plan for them and they say, oh my gosh, this is so much more than I've ever eaten in my life. But the fat ends up melting off when they trust the process and do it anyways. But it is being able to trust that process and follow a lot of the tips that we talk about in this podcast and maybe some of the ones that you see people posting on social media and things like that. But it's being able to trust that process and allow the evidence that you see from it to slowly rewire your mind into seeing, wow, when I do this, these are the results I get. And not only that, but again, all of that programming that we grew up with, you were probably so miserable. And what a mind game it was to try to convince yourself, okay, all I have to do is just do this diet for 21 days, a 21-day fix, and then I'll just be done, right? But then what happened after the 21 days? Again, we weren't taught, we weren't supported in understanding how to take what worked, even away from that 21-day challenge and continue to apply things. We were suffering through whatever period of time that you let yourself do it to then be relieved that it was over, to then just go back to suffering because you still didn't have a solution that worked for you. And so when we talk about today playing the long game, playing the lifestyle game, we're going to talk about making the choices for you that actually feel good during the changes that you're making in your life. We want to make the changes that feel good during and after, so that you're not just waiting for this period of time to end. You're not just doing a sprint of a juice cleanse or a sprint of a fast, hoping to get some reset in your body and then continue to live your life the way that you had been, because that's not how it works. You have to have a strategy that is going to be ongoing. And I will tell you, and I've told you in the past before, in this podcast, you will hear me talk about weight loss and fat loss and how you can get those results. But you will hear me more talk about the fact that when you can find the healthy lifestyle choices, the lifestyle choices that feel good and are simple and basic, and for some maybe even boring, but they work. And when you can make those choices because you know that's what's best for your health first, mental health, physical health, you know that you're making those choices for a future version of you that's going to thank you for taking care of your body. When you ignore the weight loss and focus on those things first, how can I feel good? The weight loss will come. The fat loss will come. The physique will come. But when you focus on the lifestyle and playing the long game, that means you have to allow the fat loss goals to come off for a time so that you can focus on that first, right? Because again, what you were programmed to believe back in the day was when I want to lose weight, I have to do XYZ, more cardio, eat less, blah, 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 right? We were programmed around losing weight in that way. So now for the mindset flip, we need to focus on health first. What choices can I make that will make me feel good? Okay. And that is for life, because who doesn't want to feel good for life, right? Who doesn't want to set themselves up to be able to have energy and be strong and not worry about being a fall risk when they're 60, or not worry about their kids having to take care of them when you're 80, because you can still take care of and support yourself because of the choices that you made now. This is a long game. So the sooner that you start thinking about it as a long game rather than a short-term fat loss game, this is a long-term life game, the quicker that you're actually going to see the results start to come up. But in order to play that long-term lifestyle game, you have to understand that that only comes with making consistent choices over a long period of time and making the harder choices and showing up for yourself, even when you don't want to, until it starts to feel easier, until it starts to feel more natural, because it will if you give it a chance. But the other thing too that stops us sometimes is what we think consistency looks like. Consistency does not mean doing the same thing every single day. Consistency for a mom especially means being able to have habits, non-negotiables, lifestyle choices that happen with flexibility no matter what. And that you have the patience to trust the process and knowing that you will feel better when you make XYZ choices, right? And also knowing that it's not going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect, especially as a mom, but also for no one. There are going to be days where things come up. There are going to be days when you get sick. There are going to be days when you travel. There are going to be days when you have a completely sleepless night because one of your kids is up all night, and it will throw off your routine the next day. You might have had the best plan in the world for yourself for the next day, but it got blown up when your 6-year-old threw up on you this morning, right? It requires being flexible, but it also requires saying, I am not using this as an excuse to neglect myself and neglect my self-care all day, right? Maybe I'm completely missing my workout. Maybe my breakfast needs to be altered. whatever it might be, but you can still drink water. You can still move your body in some way. You can still fuel your body in some way, because when this is a lifestyle, you just have those things in your fridge. You just know that you can grab some really simple, basic things that are whole foods to fuel your body with. When it is a lifestyle that you have adopted and you have gotten used to, which again comes with consistency and being a little uncomfortable at first. Okay. And an analogy that I want to give to you is, think of a vegan or a vegetarian. They identify themselves as, we'll use the example of a vegan, for whatever reason that might be. Maybe it's health concerns, maybe it's the way their body reacts to some foods, maybe it's beliefs, religious beliefs, whatever it might be. They walk around and they say, yeah, I'm a vegan. Do you think if something came up and they said they were thrown into some circumstance where, they had limited choices or whatever, that they would fold on what they eat, what they put into their body? No. They figure it out. No matter where they go, no matter what the circumstance is, they figure it out. Maybe it means prepping a little bit more because they know they're going someplace that isn't going to have a ton of options for them. Maybe it means going somewhere and choosing something over another thing because that's the options that they're presented with, and they know that that's going to be the better option for them. Sometimes it's convenient, sometimes it's not. But no matter what, that doesn't change the fact that they are a vegan. And that goes into, if you feel that you can only have your healthy lifestyle when it's not a busy season in your life, that's not a healthy lifestyle. That's just you making better choices when it's more convenient for you. A healthy lifestyle is making the choices that are going to make you feel the best, no matter what's going on in your life. And that's exactly what a vegan does. They make the choices that are going to make them feel the best, whether it's convenient for them or not, whether they're incredibly busy or not, right? That's adopting a healthy lifestyle. Making the choices no matter what is going on in your life. That is playing the long game. And that also ties into another podcast episode that I did. I think it was number 2 or 3, of talking about those non-negotiables. Because no matter how busy you'll get in your life, you can still make yourself drink water. You can still have the things in your fridge that are going to be easy to grab that are whole foods. You can still move your body, even if it's just getting up and walking in place. Those non-negotiables in your life might look different for you every day. For example, we've talked about this for getting your steps in. Maybe you get to go outside and you walk a ton outside. Maybe it's turning on a 15-minute long walking video from YouTube because you don't have a walking pad and you have limited space in your home. It's making it work for you, right? It's deciding you're not going to turn on Netflix until you've reached your step goal for the day. Whatever it may be, but it's making them a non-negotiable. And there is a difference in the language that you use when you talk to yourself about these things. If you say, I'm going to try to reach 7,000 steps today versus I'm going to make 7,000 steps today, period, no matter what, which one do you think is more likely to make it happen? I'm going to try, or no, this is happening no matter what. I don't care what I have to do. This is going to happen. I will figure it out, because no matter what lifestyle that you want to live, no matter what you have going on in your life, it's all figure outable. So now I want you to start to recognize the way that you're talking to yourself. Is it, I'm going to try to do these things? Or is it, no, I'm going to make this happen? Here are some of the ways that I can make it happen. And start figuring it out, right? We are strong, smart women. We can figure these things out. And this is the difference between the moms who are living in survival mode versus not. And it comes down to that decision of saying, I will figure this out. It's making that decision and not saying anymore, I'm going to try, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure it out because I have to, because I'm done living in survival mode. I'm done not having any energy. I'm done not wanting to play with my kids when they're begging me to get up off the couch. I'm done feeling like garbage and deciding I'm going to figure this out. In fact, I had a friend who I was talking with a few months ago, and she was in tears, just talking about everything she's got going on in her life. She quit her job, started something completely new and different. It was requiring more time of her than she anticipated. She was crazy stressed out. Her daughter wasn't sleeping, had all kinds of issues going on with her own sleep. I mean, I'm talking like up several times a night. She was up from 4 o'clock a.m. on every single day, like truly sleep deprived and just stressed out to the max. It didn't feel good in her body. And she was scared. She was scared to try because she had tried so many times to lose the weight and feel good again, but she failed. And she finally was starting to recognize it was because she was stuck in this all or nothing thinking and stuck in the past and what worked in the past before she had kids, before she lived this current lifestyle. I'm going to try and do what I did before I had kids. No, that doesn't work. Kids throw things off completely. We got to completely adopt a new identity, completely adopt a new lifestyle. Find the things that work for you now. But again, all of these past things were coming up, and it was tough to get out of that thinking until one day she just decided, I'm done. I'm going to figure it out. She said, I'm literally going to take Allison's advice. I'm going to start smaller. I'm going to stop trying to do too many things at once. I'm just going to start small. Until that 10-minute, 2 times a week gym session turned into 2 30-minute sessions, which turned into a few more 20 or 30-minute sessions, until that high-protein breakfast also turned into a high-protein lunch. Also turned into just naturally eating more whole foods because it made her feel better, which turned into prepping more because it made her life more convenient, which turned into her now encouraging other moms to get out of survival mode because it is possible. But you got to decide. You got to decide to be in it for life, because she stopped doing it for the weight loss and she started doing it just to get out of survival mode and be the happy, joyful, less stressed, more energized version of herself for her daughter, because that's what her daughter deserved and that's what she deserved. And so this all ties back into get rid of that all or nothing thinking. Start small and decide to get out of survival mode for you and for them. And recognize there are going to be days that aren't perfect. There are going to be days that you miss the workout. There are going to be days where you have that extra slice of birthday cake at a party that you later regret. But that doesn't mean the whole lifestyle is blown up. You have the rest of your life to keep trying and trying and trying again. So use those things as feedback. What was I thinking? Why did I want that second piece of cake? Oh yeah, I was starving. I had skipped lunch that day. Okay, feedback. Prep something to bring with you to the party, to eat on the way to the party so you're not starving. Feedback, right? For building that lifestyle over time. Because the thing is too, if you have it planned out where you're not trying to kill yourself and work out every single day, that's not our plan in all or nothing thinking. You know that all you need to do is 3 30-minute strength training sessions a week. And so it's not actually a missed workout. It's didn't get to it today. I'm going to make sure I get to it tomorrow. Or didn't get to it this morning. I'm going to have to build it into my evening routine. It's not a missed thing. It's you have time. You have an entire week to get 3 or 4 workouts in. You're not trying to hit this every single day goal of yours, right? So you can be flexible. It's building in those delicacies of life that you like and saying, I know that I am working with my metabolism so it's not in fight or flight mode, so that it's not in storage mode. Because I am consistently fueling my body, my metabolism knows how to work with me when I want to go have a piece of cake, when I want to go have a glass of wine with my friends, when I want to go have the piece of pizza with my family. Your metabolism can easily adapt to that and not freak out over it because It's being fueled, it's being supported because of the lifestyle that you live. So again, it's not this all or nothing, oh my gosh, I had a cheat meal or I have to build in a cheat meal. It's fueling your body in an 80-20 way, where 80% of the things that you eat are good and 20% of the things are a little more indulgent. Or honestly, more like a 90-10, depending on what phase of life you're in. If you're in a fat loss phase, I recommend more of a 90-10 balance. But if you're in a maintenance phase, an 80-20 balance. But it's building those things in and knowing that you built that wine night with your friends into your plan for the week. It fits into that 80-20, right? That's getting out of the all or nothing and creating an 80-20 like style. And over time, learning what that truly looks like and feels like, and what allows you to feel good and feel your best, and how to eat so that those nights are supported. And find the routines that you can look forward to. Okay, find the morning routines that you get excited to get up for because they make you feel good. They light you up. You know that when you start your day that way, you feel so much better for the rest of the day. And recognize it's not always going to feel easy, but you do it anyway because it makes you feel better. It's setting you up for success in the long run. Again, for example, probably not always easy for someone with, say, celiac disease, which means they are gluten resistant, to say no to the pizza, which is the only offering at a birthday party. That's probably not easy, but they do it anyway because they know if they don't, they're going to feel pain and like garbage for who knows how long, right? So they make the hard decision anyway. It's possible. So even if you don't have consequences like that, it's almost treating it as if you do, because you are causing yourself more pain the more that you make those choices in the long run. It's okay to have the slice of pizza, so long as you don't have celiacs, right? From time to time, every once in a while. Enjoy it. We don't have to overindulge in it. We don't have to do it every day. Find a balance that works for you. And know that sometimes the choice might not always feel easy. It might feel hard, but it's the one that's going to be worth it. And when you do make the choice that maybe you regret, or you can reflect back on and say, oh, I should have made a different one. It doesn't mean we have to start completely over next week, next month, even the next day, right? It's just making the next best right choice. So what if for lunch you ended up doing fast food with your friends instead of what you packed? That doesn't mean your whole day is messed up. It means now it's even more important for you to have that healthy dinner and to watch your portion sizes and to drink more water, right? You pick yourself back up the very next moment with the very next decision that you can make. Even if you slip up 2-3 times in a row, time is an illusion, right? We don't have to wait for a certain amount of time just to figure it back out again. You can always figure it back out right in the next moment. That is playing the long game. Just picking yourself back up no matter what time or season of life you are in. And now for my special announcement, because I recognize how difficult it can be to make these hard choices. I know how isolating it can feel when you're the only one in your friend group trying to do better, trying to make better choices for yourself. How much more difficult it is when people in your circle aren't on the same journey as you. So now is your chance. This is your opportunity to join the accountability group for moms. Join a community of like-minded women and moms all on the same journey towards building that lifestyle with, yes, goals of fat loss, weight loss, physique goals, all of those things. Yes, awesome. But with, more importantly, the goals to building a consistent, healthy lifestyle in all seasons, no matter how busy you are. Join this group with me. Doors to the Realistically Consistent Mom membership open today. And I am so excited because I have been working on this membership. You probably heard me talk about it as a pilot version, like for the past couple of months, because I have been continuously tweaking and adding and building and taking away to make this the best program that I possibly could for you. made by a mom, with other moms, for moms, recognizing how hard it can be consistent and to stay on track or get back on track when you feel like you've fallen off. You need that support. And how many moms I've heard say, I know what I need to do, I just need to do it. Now is your chance to test that theory. Get in and get the accountability to start implementing the things that you know you need to do, right? And find out what some of those things are that maybe you didn't know you needed to know. Because there are trainings on fitness and how to move your body each and every day, how to strength train as a beginner or intermediate level or even advanced level, how to work with your body and fuel your body as a busy mom who doesn't have time to spend hours prepping on the weekends. Understand the basics of macros so that you know why it's even so important to eat protein and why it's important to not cut out carbs and how to listen to your body so that it's not that intuitively eating of, just putting whatever feels right into your body, but learning how to truly listen to your body. You get access to live coaching from me through our group discussions. We have a group live call every single month as your opportunity to come in and ask any questions that you have and the workouts that you need to support your body that you can do from home in 30 minutes or less. There is so much to this membership, and I want you in there as a special Mother's Day offer for the founding member price. So all of my pilot members got a specific price, and I want you to get in here at that cost as well for Mother's Day because we deserve to prioritize ourselves. You deserve self-care that is setting you up for long-term joy and happiness and feeling good, because the manicures, the massages, all of that is great. And it's great self-care for a short period of time. But what are you doing to set yourself up for long-term self-care? This is it. And I would love to see you in this membership. I am going to link the link that you need to get in the show notes, but it's at AllisonHaleyFitness.com/RCM membership. And the best part is you can actually come in and try it for free for a week. See if it's for you. Make sure that it's for you, because I genuinely only want the like-minded, passionate women who are in there to try and fail and pick themselves up and keep going and encourage the other moms and ask for help. I want those women in there. So I want you to try it for free. And if it's not for you, that's okay. But if it is for you, I would love to welcome you in and have the community that we already have in there support you along the way as well. So with that, if you have any questions ever, you can always message me on Instagram, Facebook, send me an email on our support page. But I hope to see you in that membership. And if not there, then at least in the next episode. I thank you again so much for joining me. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Realistically Consistent. If today's episode helped you, please hit subscribe and leave a quick rating, as it helps more moms find the show. You can visit AllisonHaleyFitness.com for more tools, tips, and ways to stay connected. And just as a quick reminder, I'm here to share general information and encouragement, but this podcast isn't meant to replace professional medical or health advice. Everyone's circumstances are different, so be sure to check in with your trusted healthcare provider before making any big changes. Thanks again for being here, and until next time, keep showing up for yourself one realistic step at a time.